Okay, welcome to Group 1, and here we are for the Belgian Grand Prix, but here we are. Unfortunately, my co-commentator, Azurka, the lobby wouldn't let me hear him, and we couldn't hear him on stream, and it was just glitched everywhere. But here we are for Group 1 at the Belgian Grand Prix, Season 2, Round 1, and man, there's some new drivers that I've never heard of before. Like, for example, 8,000 RPM for AlphaTauri. There are a bunch of people that I recognize. But let's go through this circuit here at Belgium. It's a fantastic circuit. Spa has always been one of my favorites. It's so different to the other circuits due to its high-speed corners, especially Eau Rouge Radion section. Oh, and ZX Yuck has spun already at La Source, and he's going backwards to the pit lane. What in the world is he doing? Anyway, here we are, the Belgian Grand Prix. It's the longest circuit on the F1 calendar, other than Saudi Arabia, which just got added. But hopefully, it will give us some good racing today. Another thing I would like to see is some rain, even though it probably won't happen. But as we saw in yesterday's Group 2 race, the rain changed the entire course of the race for most drivers. But here we are on board for our first flying lap with McChicken JPEG. He is a name that I recognize as he's coming through up to the hairpin of the entire circuit, which is also known as Bruxelles, and he's going to come through this next section, turn 11, and he's gone wide, and that's going to invalidate his lap time. Indeed, as we're going to go on board with the next person behind him, which is Valache Ayub Jr. Never seen this guy, but if you're in Group 1, you are probably going to be very, very quick. Here in Season 2, I'm looking forward to a great title fight, hopefully. And Awesome Gubble has crashed at Radion, it looks like, as TTV Slasher 720 has set the fastest lap of a 1:43.553. Our next driver to cross the line is actually going to be... That's not it. Okay, so I was on the right driver. Valache Ayub is about to finish his first lap, and it's been pretty tidy for him as he comes up to the bus stop chicane. Very, very late braking and deep braking. It's a very heavy braking zone. As he's coming up to the line, what will he get? A 1:42.9. In fact, I think that was close to the pole time yesterday in Group 2, as Deb O'Zillaire for AlphaTauri sets a 1:42.1. That was quicker than the pole time for Group 2, as these guys are actually flying. As that is Apex Finley, the teammate of 42.9 as well, but he's 200ths off of his teammate, as someone has gone wide, and that is TTV Slasher letting Butt Fedora through. But let's take a look at our grid. We have both AlphaTauris. It's almost a full grid. I cannot tell who we're missing, what team we're missing. It looks to be... Oh, it looks to be the last McLaren. Nope, both McLarens are here. I don't know. As one of the McLarens I was just talking about, Bethum sits a 1:42.4, and 8,000 RPM sits a 1:43.3, and Buffador is the next to come across the line. See what he sets. He is a little bit off the pace, but he sets a time that's good enough for P7. That's a wanker lap. Let's ride on board with him for a lap as he goes through La Source for the first. Never mind, he's backing off. Well, who's closest to the line that's about to start a lap? Let's go on board with Broom Handle, the league owner and personally good friend of mine. Is about to start his first flying lap, as I just saw someone move into the midfield with a time in the 1:43s. More games to 1:43.3. Well, let's ride on board with Broom Handle, 9:14. Coming up to the first corner, also known as La Source, we saw Roman Grosjean go straight on basically, and hit Hamilton into a wall and almost killed Alonso, basically. He's coming up towards the Al Rouge, which is just the crease at the bottom, and Radion, which is the left-hander at the top, coming down the Camel Straight, very, very long straight. A great place for overtaking, but you don't want to mess up the next few corners, which are Les Combes. If you hit the inside curve, the first inside curve, you'll spin, which is what I figured out very quickly, and Broom has really taken that quite nicely. Bruxelles is the hairpin here, it's like a 90-degree hairpin downhill. Actually, it's more of a 360-degree hairpin if you think about it, because you go full circle. Anyway, he's going through Pouin now, aka the corner where Antonio Giovinazzi spun for it was just 1 year, in 2019, as he's coming through the next part of the track, which is called Campus 13, 14, and 15, which is Stavelot. Stavelot is turned 15. It's going to come through the Corps Paul Frater, which is that little crease that's a right-hander, and he's coming through he's coming through Blanchimont now. This is mainly flat out for most of the cars, and he's going to come to the bus stop chicane. Very heavy braking zone. Looks like he's done that pretty well. Got a little squirmy on the exit, but that should be a decent lap time. Where's the put him? P7, 143.487. 1.13 off of 8,000 RPM. Who's in P6. And the next driver that's starting the lap is Pyro. Pyro. I didn't see much of him last season, but I think he raced for Red Bull as well last season. And there's yellow flags as Broom lets through Apex Finley or Veloce Ayub Jr. Either one of them. But let's take an off-board cam with Pyro, and it looks like he's correct. He's done Lacombes a little bit better than Broom, but it's all a game of strategy, basically. And he got a little bit wide there, and he's on the grass. I'm not sure if that's the line I would take, and you don't want to go wide here. It will invalidate your lap time if you go a little bit off the track. But this circuit is fantastic. Oh, and he's invalidated his lap time, it looks to be, and looks like that Vaporized YT has gotten in the way of his lap. It didn't matter much because he had the lap invalidated. But it looks like the next driver to come for a lap is one of the Williams drivers. And it looks like it's Oh, and I just saw someone spin. Perfect timing. Zayek, and I'm betting you he spun at the first of Les Combes. Les Combes, very, very hard section to get right. And I don't blame him for messing up that section. And we're going to look at one of the Ferraris. Let's look at Mango. Mango was very fast. Oh, and he's off his lap. Never mind. We're going to go to Crooner. Never mind. He's off his lap time too. Who's not off their lap time and who's setting decent times? More games on his out lap. Apex Finley. Yeah, let's run on board with Apex Finley. Apex Finley showed really good pace last season, and I think he'll be looking forward to do more of the same as he just invalidated his lap. And we're just looking for someone to ride on board with that's not coming in for a lap as SSL Mango. Just doing. Oh, and Veloce Ayub Jr. has just slammed into the wall after spinning at one of Les Combes. Is the second one, which is. Oh, and Vaporize and Pyro have just collided with each other, and they have a 5-second. Oh, and Pyro spun at Pouin. Oh wait, yeah, no, yeah, Pouin. I was getting corners right mixed up, but Vaporize has a 5-second grid penalty for contact with Pyro. I wonder if Pyro has a 5-second, I mean not a 5-second, 5-place grid penalty as well. As we're watching Zuti and we're watching the, no, let's take a look at the chat. Because why not? Group 1 is going to be super exciting, says Formula Jonah. Yes, I agree. It's going to be so much fun. And more games has told me to check Discord. And I know you cannot hear anything. I know, but it's too late to let him go into... Anyway. As we see Zuti coming into the pit lane for his stop. Not a stop, but coming into the garage. As Fedora is about to finish his lap, so let's see how he gets on. More Games is right behind him. He might be getting a good slipstream, or maybe he just let him pass. As we're looking at Fedora. Here goes Fedora into the bus stop chicane. And he's taking that pretty well. As Pyro is upset with Viporize, just slammed into Pyro apparently, and Pyro is not happy, gave him damage, and the Aston Martin blocked him, so maybe that one will be looked at by the stewards. As McChicken sets a quicker first sector, he's up by a 6,000ths of a second. As Betham sits a 141.9. That's a fantastic lap for the McLaren driver. And we're going to go back on board with McChicken. See how he gets on. Oh, that was very close to invalidation, but he's kept it on the track. And he's going through Puan now, and he's going to brake very nicely indeed. And he's invalidated his lap again. People have made so many mistakes with that corner. As Fedora has no fuel at all. Who's the closest driver to starting the lap? Apex Finley. Go with him. Yeah, Pyro says he got blocked by the Aston Martin twice. Dirty air first time, damage second time. Yeah, it's definitely not what you want to see in Group 1. People blocking each other on laps. That's not good for both the person who's doing the lap and the person who's blocking them. Because the person who's blocking them may receive a grid penalty, and the person who's doing the lap is getting held up, of course. But Apex Finley, one of the drivers here, as we're missing our champion from last year today. I'm not sure if he could, if he's joining or not, because he ain't here. So let's take a look at the attendance and see if he actually meant to join, or if he's he checked in, so I don't know. Maybe I just don't see him on the list, but I am pretty sure he's not here. But here we go for a lap with Apex Finley as he starts his second flying lap of today, and he'll be looking to improve. He's only a few hundredths off of 4th place, which shows how close from 4th all the way down to 6th is. I mean, that's not that much drivers, but it's close. They're all within a 10th. There's yellow flags, and I believe that's Broom Handle, because he's the only person on track. Letting past one of the Aston Martins. As here we are with Apex Finley. See what his first sector time is. It's 30.2. Oh, and he spun at Lacombe's. That corner has been catching people out all weekend in Group 2 and now in Group 1. As we ride on board, and Kruner's lost it. He's lost it at the end of Lacombe's. Everything is just kicking off here as we see a Haas about. One of the Haas drivers start doing his lap. That's Fireball 1080. Let's see what he can do for his first lap. He's going on the mediums. That is an interesting choice of tire. I think everyone else is on... Never mind. Zuti, Shahomi, and Fireball are all opting for the medium tires. Not sure if I would opt for the mediums, as Betham... Wait, he's the person who just set the quickest lap, oh, he doesn't have enough time to make it out of the pit lane and go all the way out for a lap. But my screen is glitching a little bit on the left side, but he didn't have enough time to start another lap, so that's him over. And there's a yellow flag, and that's Suchi letting people through. Let's see Fireball's first lap. Got a little twitchy at the exit of the bus stop. What will this lap be? This is going to be his only lap. 1:45.000. Now, isn't that's a sight that you don't see very often, .000. Glad that's happened here, because that's pretty cool. But we're going to be seeing drivers all improving their lap times, hopefully, as I'm going to pay very, very close attention to the left side of the screen here, as we're going to see who is about to finish their laps. McChicken looks like it's about to finish, and Pyro goes third fastest. McChicken is starting his lap, so we'll see how he gets on. So after McChicken is one of the Aston Martins. That's Ziyech. Oh, he slammed straight into the wall. What in the world is he doing? Suti starting his last lap, sets a 1:45.8, improves but not by a lot, as Broomhandle finishes his lap with a 1:43.320, which puts him P9. And it looks like Crooner's lap is over, because that's the last. Shahome goes 12th fastest on the medium tires. Good lap from him. And the last person that I saw next is 8,000 RPM. He finishes 5th for now, until we see other drivers finishing their laps. The next one, I believe, is one of the Haas drivers, and that is Butt Fedora. No, it's not Butt Fedora. That's Apex. That's Fireball. Oh, the guy who's in second right now, Debosi Lair, stays P2 by 300ths of a second, or just sub 300ths of a second, as I just saw Butt Fedora finish his lap. He did not improve, so he will be starting towards the back of the grid. As you see, TTV Slasher 720 finishing up his lap. What will it be? A 1:43.2. He goes 8th fastest ahead of More Games. One of the Mercedes is finishing their lap. That's it. Veloce as 8,000 RPM goes 7th. Wait, no. More Games goes 6th fastest ahead of 8,000 RPM. And there's a couple more cars coming through the last few corners. Oh, never mind. Everyone has gone to the pits, and that is qualifying over for you. EDA Botham goes fastest, followed by De Blosier. It's Pyro, Veloce Ayub Jr., SSL Mango, More Games, 8,000 RPM, Apex Finley, TTV Slasher, Broomhandle, Crooner, Shahome, Zek, McChicken, Butt Fedora, Fireball, Zuti, Viperize, and Awesome Gumball rounds off the last of the grid. And let's see what people are saying in the chat. Pyro is unhappy with his lap, but T-Blosier said it was a bad lap for him as well. And Pyro has said, how have I not been my no ABS with ABS? Oh, so he set a lap time with no ABS. Wait. Yeah, with ABS. He didn't beat it. GM Splash said, I was on a lap and slammed into the pits because quali ended. Oh, so that's who slammed into the pits. It was the Aston Martin. And see what the race director. There are a lot of invalidated lap times. Grid penalty for Viperize. Any other grid penalties? Nope, it's just all invalidated lap times throughout the grid. But yeah, we'll be seeing how they get on. For Broomhandle said, good job, good luck in the race. Good job with qualifying. That's good. The Thumb said, I got a load cell and it's my 3rd day using it. I think my race pace will probably reflect on it. What's a load cell? Huh. He said it's my first pole in the league race in ages. So, yeah. Mix Mango said I made a massive mistake in Sector 2. And Zexray said Grid 2 pole only gets P5 in Group 1. Yeah. That just shows how quick the Group 1 people are compared to Group 2. Slasher said a bit off pace compared to the top guys. Yeah. I mean, but there's always a race, and there's a lot of opportunities to get positions in the race. So it goes McLaren, AlphaTauri, Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, AlphaTauri, Mercedes, Williams, McLaren, Ferrari, Williams, Aston Martin, Alpine. Both Haas drivers are not looking too good. Alfa Romeo drivers aren't looking too good. And the last Aston Martin on the grid, he doesn't look like an Apex Finley is already disqualified from the session. That is not what you want to see. But here we are on our formation lap. Betham takes the first pole position of Season 2, Group 1 for LSR as De Blosier starts P2, and I just saw someone slam into the wall with lag a little bit. With a predicted pit stop strategy, one stop, pitting onto hards on lap 7 or 8, or alternatively you can go on a 2-stop, which I wouldn't recommend, but it could help out some drivers, and I don't know the weather, so probably no rain based on nobody telling me yet. Pyro lines up 3rd, followed by Valachi Ayub Jr. SSL Mango lines up 5th ahead of more games. Red Bull looking very, very good, starting P3 and P6. So does AlphaTauri though, 2nd and 7th. AlphaTauri and the sister team Red Bull are they're all, the Honda engine people are just really good. And TTV Slasher lines up in 9th for Williams, but Apex Finley lines up 8th. Mercedes, AlphaTauri, and Red Bull and McLaren all have their drivers, 2 of their drivers in the top 10. Apex Finley said, I really needed to pee. Okay, that is something I didn't really need to know, but it's fine. Ferrari has Kruner in 11th, and the last Williams is in 12th. For Xiaomi, he's on mediums. Is anyone else on mediums? That's what I want to know. Xiaomi and Fireball are the only 2 drivers on mediums. So it'll be interesting to see if their tires can work out for them later. But they're going to be a little bit slow off the start due to just less grip, because the mediums are obviously slower than the softs. And another thing that came into play yesterday for Group 2 was penalties, as X-Pyro was disqualified and Veloce Ayub, and oh my goodness, it looks like they collided again. Like, they collided, and it looks like, and Pyro said really in Discord, and he said, how have you hit me? And I wonder if it will happen in the race too, as we're just waiting for the last drivers to get on the grid for this Belgian Grand Prix for Group 1, Season 2 here at the Belgian Grand Prix. It's a very sunny Belgium today, as we're going to see the lights. They're not going on. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's lights out, and away we go for the second season here at Belgium. But Betham gets a really good start, followed by De Blosier. De Blosier challenging into turn 1, as we see Pyro and Ayub fighting it out, and there's many cars going wide at La Source. Will we see any 2 wide situations at Al Rouge and Radion section, as De Blosier has a run on Betham? So does Pyro on De Blosier. There's yellow flags. Someone has spun at Al Rouge, and that's Ziyech spinning all the way to the back of the grid. As here we go down the Camel Straight, De Blosier right behind Betham. So is Pyro right behind De Blosier, and he's hit the back of him. But this race has gotten really good so far, as there wasn't many contacts, as we see Awesome Gumball going wide at the back with his teammate Zuti. I wonder if they collided, but here we go down to Blanchimon. I mean, not Blanchimon. I'm Puan, and this everyone. The top 3 are separated by 5/10, but that's what you would expect at the end of lap 1. Lots of drivers going up and down the grid, as we see that Apex Filling has gone up 2 so far. More games and 8,000 RPM have gone down 1. McChicken's going up 4. Oh, McChicken's falling back. He's losing positions. He must have collided with something. It looks like the inside wall. As here we go down into the bus stop chicane. Will he go for it? De Blochier down the inside of Betham. He's going down around the outside now, as Pyro might get involved too. And we see that, and it looks like they made contact on the straight. Will Pyro get a run on De Blochier into turn 1? No, they won't be going for much moves into turn 1, I hope, because turn 1 is very, very tight, as we saw with Max Verstappen in 2019. But here we go up to Radion, and we go onto the Camel Straight. As Pyro, we're going on board with him. He's not using that much energy at all. But De Blochier is right on the back of Betham. Still a little bit too far back for a move, but the top 3 are all in a league of their own right now, as it looks like Ayub has been passed by Mango. Mango is ahead of Ayub for now. And SSL Mango has already made up a place off the start, and it looks like Ayub went wide out of the hairpin at the circuit. Another thing that the drivers will have to be careful of is track limits. Track limits are a huge part of Belgium. And yeah, the top 3 are already in a league of their own, as Mango is over a second behind the top 3. Top 3 are separated by 6/10 of a second, more like 7/10 now. As Pyro is right on the back. We'll go on board with him. He's right on the back of De Blochier, and there's a yellow flag. Broom Handle's already been handed a 3-second time penalty. It's Ziyech in sector 1. Looks like he's made contact with someone. But going back to the battle at the front, it's all three people, Betham, De Blochier, and Pyro, all make it through cleanly, as Pyro has a run on De Blochier. Will Pyro go for the move down the inside? No, he does not. He chooses to stay behind, as Pyro sits the fastest lap of the race. There's more yellow flags, as it looks like Awesome Gumball has spun. But Broom already picking up a 3-second time penalty. The top battle at the front is very close, as De Blochier will now have some DRS, so will Pyro. Will they all go around the outside and down the inside of Betham, as we look on board with Betham, not on board but off cam with Betham, as they both sweep past Betham, and Pyro and De Blochier are the new leaders. Oh, and they might have made contact, Betham and Pyro. It looked like Pyro left enough room, but Betham tried to go for a gap that didn't exist. But Pyro is now right behind De Blochier, as Pyro has been given a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings already. It's only lap 3. It's not looking good for track limits already for everyone. As we're watching everyone getting through very nicely indeed, as more games is now. As SSL Mango might be joining this battle, he's only 8/10 behind Betham. And there's a yellow flag in sector 2, and it looks like McChicken, as SSL Mango has gotten a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. McChicken had an issue in this sector. Not sure what happened there, but we're going to see some battles going on between TGG Slasher and Crooner as they go into the bus stop chicane. Will Crooner go for the lunge around the outside at the bus stop? That's going to give him the inside line for the next corner, as Slasher gives the space, but it looks like he exceeded track limits, did Crooner. As Crooner will have some DRS into the source, but so does TTV Slasher, as they will go up the hill. As Pyro is right behind De Blochier. This will be going all the way up the Camel Straight, as De Blochier goes really wide and cuts the last part of Radion, as Pyro will make the move on De Blochier. Quite easy indeed. McChicken retired. in the pits. That's not something you want to see early in this race. Here we are on lap 4 as Pyro is now already has a little bit of a gap, 0.6 of a second. He's finding pace on the soft compound of tires. Speaking of tires, again, we talked about this earlier. Oh, a lot of people changed to the mediums. So Broom pitted. So the people who started on mediums were Fireball and Xiaomi. And Xiaomi and Fireball would be looking to try and just keep their position and stay calm and not break any of their front wing, because they have the alternate strategy and will be faster at the end. But Pyro has now extended his gap to 0.9 of a second, almost going on a second. He'll be trying to extend that to over a second. So De Blosier does not have DRS, and I am getting spammed in the chat box. I'm not even looking. He said, "Good luck, good work, De Blosier." Yeah, that was impressive stuff from De Blosier. But Pyro is in already. That is... Oh, there's a safety car. What happened here? TTV Slasher is out. What happened to him will remain unknown. As the top 10 feet pit, as along with Xiaomi, even though he started on mediums. That is a very interesting strategy. I'm not sure if I would pit it, even though they might be a little bit slower, as But Fedora has stayed out on soft compound tires. Fireball is still out, which I agree with, because now he's a good strategy for the rest of the race, as Xiaomi is on soft compound tires. Now those softs will not make it to the end of the race, so I am not sure about this strategy. It's just not what you would have thought. Slasher said he crashed towards the end of Sector 2. I saw that you were stopped at Sector 2, but I didn't know if you got hit, if you got slammed into, or you just made a mistake. But we'll move on from that, as the safety car gives me a chance to breathe for once. But new order right now is But Fedora in P1. Pyro has technically jumped Fireball, even though he was ahead of Fireball. But he did the overcut basically. And it's on the mediums. This should get him to close to the end of the race. Maybe dying out towards the end of the race. But we'll have to see. It's all a game of strategy right now. But mostly everyone's on mediums, 8,000 RPM, and Xiaomi are on new softs, so they'll be trying to go quicker, and they'll be trying to make a move on these medium runners. And there's a hard runner as well. There's two hard runners. Betham, who was leading the race, has opted for the hard tires to the end. Those will definitely get him to the end, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes or has compound. And so does Viper's Eyes YT, who also has the hards. The hards are a little hard to warm up. Get it? Because it's a hard tire. Haha, I'm so funny. Anyway, they're a little hard to warm up, and they just don't have very much pace if you use them the wrong way. But everyone besides from the soft and the hard runners is on mediums, which is pretty obvious, because what other tire would you be on? Inters? What? I don't know. But there are a lot of people in the midfield that could get a move on. There are a lot of people that I think are very quick in this league too. I just prefer not to talk about them to not sound biased. This SSL Mango has a penalty, I believe. No, he's just coming in again. Why is he coming in again? Did he realize that he needs to be on hards, or what happened there? Oh, he broke his front wing on someone, it looks like. He lost part of his front wing. That is very interesting indeed. As Fireball comes in for hards, he changed his mind. He's opted for the hards, as But Fedora is leading this race on the soft compound of tires. Those should last another 2 to 3 more laps, and then they could go off a little bit, as someone is more games just said I am P6 right now, let's make it happen. Yeah, let's hope that everyone can have a nice clean race from here, but the safety car is going way too slow. I'm just saying that because I just want to make things interesting under safety cars, because the safety car is a quite boring period for me. Who is Ozzy Brock? The AlphaTauri driver. I'm guessing that's 8,000 RPM, as more games told him to calm down. Unsure about what happened, but we'll see how the drivers get on. Hopefully, and this is a big hope, the safety car goes in at the end of this lap, which probably won't happen because, maybe it will. It probably will. More games said that 8,000 RPM was sticking his nose where it shouldn't have, and he said that he's impatient, which, I mean, I guess so. Safety car's in at the end of this lap. Last driver, Ziyech, has caught up to the pack, and there's yellow flag. Broom handle's out! What has happened to broom handle? Did he just crash? I am so lost onto what just happened. I'm going to ask him, because I didn't see it. But we're going to go to the top of the leaderboard and see how Butt Fedora's tires hold on. See when he decides to go. Going on the board with him. When will he decide to go? Austin Gumball has a 5-second time penalty for ignoring the yellow flag as Butt Fedora leads the way, followed by Pyro, Dib Blosier, Batham, and as Pyro's already made the move into, oh, they smacked each other. Butt Fedora and Pyro make contact at the exit of turn 1, and that is not good at all for either driver, as they've been taken out of each other, and there's yellow flags everywhere, and there's another safety car, I believe. There's so many penalties being dished out for ignoring yellow flags. What in the world is going on? Broom said the Aston just took me out. Which Aston, we don't know. But there is just yellow flags everywhere. What is going on? Many ignoring yellow flags penalties just going on, off and down the field, as it looks like Viperize has just been asked by Broom Handle what happened, as Crooner Butt Fedora is really struggling, and Pyro, does he have damage? I'm not sure, but Pyro has been hit by Butt Fedora. Butt Fedora did come from the track at a dangerous right, so I don't blame him for what happened. But Ayub Jr., everyone is just getting penalties left, right, and center, as Ayub has a 5-second time penalty. Crooner, Pyro, and Mango all have 3, and Viperize all have 3-second time penalties. And Finley, Shahomie, and Austin Gubble all have 5s as well. Leaders are separated by 0.2 of a second, and De Blogier leads P3 down to effectively P13, as there's a lot of changes being made as Butt Fedora comes in. He said enough's enough, and Pyro comes in. Pyro must have broke his front wing. It's not good. As he goes up to the medium tires, those should get him to the end now, as Pyro will be very far behind. That is not good at all. But hopefully he can catch back up. But not very many close battles going on right now. We're right on board with the closest battle on track. Actually, Ziyech is closer to 8,000 RPM than anyone else is to anyone else. Shahomie was for a brief moment, and we might go on board with Shahomie. Catching up to Apex Finley now. He's on the soft compound tires as Valache Ayub Jr. has a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. He already has 8 seconds of penalties, so that will be not be good for him towards the end of the race. Xiaomi is very, very close to Apex Finley. Apex Finley and him both have 5-second time penalties as they're going for it, as Xiaomi is right on the back now of Apex Finley. Will he use some battery? Yes, he will. He's going to go on the back. He's going down the inside at Blanchimont. You don't want to go side by side there, as Xiaomi has made it work though, as Apex Finley caught a little bit napping, or he isn't using a battery, but he acted like he's going down the inside as DRS is enabled at the end of this lap. But here we go for the next lap, lap 9, as Apex Finley is very, very subtly staying behind Xiaomi. Xiaomi on the soft compound tires, remember. Apex Finley might want to fight him because he doesn't really have nothing to lose. He's in the midfield. He's a penalty, but that penalty could be removed. We'll just find out. But he has some DRS. Now the cable straight, as Dustin Gumball has been given a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. But the battle up front, Valache Ayub Jr. is now within 3/10 of the leader, as Austin Gumball has passed Fireball down at the end of the camel straight, and Betham is the only person that I think at the moment has somebody spun. Ziyech and Austin Gumball have spun. Do any of them have damage? I cannot tell. Ziyech does not. As Pyro makes up another position, he's up to 13th. But Ziyech doesn't have any damage, so that's good. But Valache Ayub is now right behind Betham, and he'll be looking to make an impact into the yellow flags in Sector 2. That's Austin Gumball again. That's something you want to see. As we're right on board with Valache Ayub Jr., right on the back of Betham. This could get spicy into the hairpin. I mean, not the hairpin, the bus stop chicane. As War Games is also right on the back of Crooner. Will he make a move into the bus stop? No. It's a little too risky to go down for a move. As Apex Finley right on the back. Yeah, no, nobody really wants to go for a move at the end of Apex. As Bud Fedora looks like he's spun again. But Xiaomi sets the fastest lap of a 1:45.682, which is now the fastest lap of the race, obviously. But the top 5 are all separated by about 4 seconds. But More Games has gone really wide. He's got a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits there. But he has DRS. He's going to go as Pyro sets a 1:45.3 for, and that is on the medium compound tires. More Games goes around the outside and past Crooner effectively. As Apex Finley is still too far behind SSL Mango to make a move. But Austin Gumball is right on the back of Viperize disconnected. Unfortunate for him. But it's racing. And internet is internet. As Crooner, no. Not sure with the tire situation. Everyone seems to, except for Xiaomi, seems to be able to go to the end, I would say. Well, except for him and Awesome Gumball. Awesome Gumball's been out for 7 laps. Oh, and I've been given an opportunity by Broom Handle. If he wants to join my party, I can invite him to my party really quickly. I'm not sure. Where's Broom? I just added him, and hopefully that'll work. But what happened while I was gone? There's yellow flags, and that's Butt Fedora like flying off the track again. And De Blosier still is behind Valache Ayub Jr. Valache Ayub Jr. is within 5/10 of the race leader. Have some DRS on the cable straight. Will he get close enough? I'm not sure. A little too far back for a move, but there's a virtual safety car and it looks like Butt Fedora has crashed. Oh, it's Awesome Gumball who's crashed at the same exact place that Broom Handle crashed. But there's a full course safety car. Will anyone pit for any other tire? Interesting. Nobody has yet. But I think... yeah, we have Broom with us now. And... hello. Let's see if your mic's working. Really quick. But there's a safety car, so it's perfect time. Yeah, your mic's not working. I don't know. No. Why is my... I think it's just my streaming significance. I don't know. Zexray said, do you think softs will make it to the end? I don't know about that. That's a little ambitious, but I don't know what is wrong. But it's always my... what? No, I don't know what's up with my streaming thing today, but thumbs in. Yeah, if I... next week, I think we need someone else to stream, because it's just me. Alright. Yeah, we'll figure it out next week. Sorry. No, you could just stay here if you want. You can just spectate the race along with me if you want, but... I don't care too much. Yeah, your mic still isn't coming through, so that's still very unfortunate. But AF Jr. is now leading J Blosier, followed by more games. Gotham is on the soft tires, and I gotta say, I'm not sure if those softs will make it to the end or not, because what the pit strategy thing told me, it said they would last 7 to 8 laps or so. But it's very possible with a safety car, because safety car reduces tire wear for the drivers. So they could get to the end, they could not. It's all a game of how the tires last and how quickly the tires wear. Just all of that comes into play. Most people are on medium, split between mediums and softs. The top 3 are on mediums. They're 6 laps old. Batham is the first of the soft runners, and 4th, as Pyro will be looking at, as I just saw Zayek spin on the safety car and gone in the gravel, losing a place 8,000 RPM. Yeah, there's only one driver on hard tires. That's Viperize, but I think he glitched out early on, unfortunately for him. But yeah, lots of... I mean, Broom, you're welcome to tell me, like, if anything exciting happens down the field, so I can quickly move to that, even though they can't hear you. But yeah, I think it's just on my end. I'm not, because I couldn't hear Azurka, and now I can't hear you on stream either, and it's just, I think it's just a glitch. I don't know. I guess my streaming thing is just broken for now. We'll have it fixed up, hopefully. As Zuti has come in for softs. His are a little bit fresher than those in front, but Fedora stays out. He's opted for the medium compound tires, as Zayek comes out with the mediums again, 4 lap old mediums. those are used. I'm not sure if he's already used all his medium sets and he's just paid for nothing, or maybe he was serving a penalty. I mean, but you still have to pit onto something, so those are used tires. A little bit of a mistake on strategy, I would say. But top 3 guys, I'm not certain they'll make it to the end. On the 7th lap, old mediums. There's still 9 laps to go, but it is quite possible, as somebody has just commented. Zexray said there was wing damage involved. That's not ideal for the Aston Martin driver. Maybe down to 15th. But at least we have. He said he only had 3 left. Oh, only 3 left sets. I don't know. Of softs, or I don't know what he means by only 3 left. But looks like for constructors today, Ferrari looks to end the safety cars in at the end of this lap. But Ferrari have a pretty solid stance, and they're 5th and 6th. The next closest constructors leader will probably be more games than Pyro, being 3rd and 8th at the moment. But we'll see how that will all change at the end of the safety car period. As Venkat Haddock says his hellos, as what is going on in that front? Valache Ayub Jr. has overtaken and then let past De Blosier, as Viperize UIT has a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags, and we're racing again as Valache Ayub Jr. has a fantastic restart. He's already into the lead. Let's see what happens down the back. There's 3 wide between the Ferraris and the Red Bull of more games. It's all kicking off at the start, and it's 3 wide through El Rouge. Maybe, nope, they decided to back out of that one because that would have ended in a big accident. But we see one of the crooners have a very, very bad restart. He's already lost 3 or 4 positions from where he was. He's losing another one to Apex Finley as he moves up into 8th place. And SSL Mango is right on the back of Xiaomi. And it's all kicking off here at the end of the safety car restart as Betham is behind De Blosier, and he'll be looking to try and pass De Blosier on the soft tires as Xiaomi has lost the time of place, as Pyro has just passed Apex Finley through that the corner after the hairpin. As will there be some team orders here between Pyro and More Games? Pyro on the fresher tires, and he'll be looking. More Games doesn't seem to be ceding any positions anytime soon. But we'll see if there's a battle between the teammates soon. As he's right on the back, yeah, so he'll maybe go for a move at the end of the straight into Blanchimon and into the bus stop chicane, as More Games is not using energy. But will Pyro get close enough? Right on the back, as Betham is right behind the leaders. De Blosier and Ayub Jr. are right there fighting it out for the lead, and it's going to be a 3-way battle for the lead, I believe, as Betham goes around the outside of De Blosier and he loses it under braking. That's a very interesting incident, as he loses it under braking as Pyros gets past More Games, but More Games losing positions to Apex Finley. Pyro is trying to catch up to Mango. Mango's right on the back of Xiaomi. Let's ride on board with Mango for now until I see. Oh, De Blosier is right on the back of Valache Ayub Jr. as he's going to go for a move at the end of the Camel Straight around the outside. That can't end well, and he's cut the track. Well, he might have to give that position back. He has, but they're going to go side by side through this entire bit, through the hairpin. That is not a very good place to go side by side with, but he goes a little bit wide. De Blosier does, as Betham is now thinking about joining this battle, but SSL Mango, it's 5 drivers 5 or 6 drivers fighting for the lead here. Oh, it looks like AF Jr. has spun. Slammed straight into the wall. He's lost part of his wing, I believe. And he's down all the way from first, all the way down to 8th. And he's made contact with Crooner. And Crooner's been spun out because of contact with AF Jr. And it looks like there might be no safety car, but there might be some penalties given out as more games is giving a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. SSL Mango right on the back of Shahomi. Shahomi is right on the back of Botham, and Shahomi has gone for a move in the bus stop as SSL Mega goes around the outside and down the inside he goes at the last corner. He couldn't get the moves done because he lost the back end, but he will have a run, and it's the first corner La Source. He goes around the outside at La Source. Will he gain a position on Shahomi as Shahomi loses his position? But we'll have some DRS at the top of Al Rouge and Radion as they go towards the Camel Straight, as Botham will take the lead from Deblogier using DRS and Slipstream as Shahomi gets right back past SSL Mango. And there's been a bit of a ding-dong battle, and SSL Mango's hit the back of Pyro's tire as Pyro went around the outside, and he is spun, and that is ultimately 2 of the leaders have already spun at the end in the first 2 laps after the safety car. That's not what SSL Mango or Velace AF Jr. would have wanted at the end of that safety car period, as it's Pyro is loving this. He's making an incredible comeback. He was at the back of the grid, and he's pitted, and he's on the back of Shahomi now, 6/10 behind. But Deblogier's tires are probably starting to struggle a little bit. 10-lap-old mediums, as there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. That is Zuti spinning or something, maybe losing the back end. But Ziyech has gotten past him, and the battle at the front is looking pretty good right now as Crooner has gotten a 3-second time penalty. Not what he would have wanted. And the Ferraris have gone from 5th and 6th all the way down to 8th and 15th. Not good for Ferrari. But Botham leads the way, followed by Boislair. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry, I'll learn it after this weekend, I promise. But Shahomi is right ahead of Pyro. Pyro's 6/10 behind. It's 8,000 more RPM. Has gotten past the sister Red Bull and is up in the 6th place. But will more games have DRS? Oh, he spins! He spins at Al Rouge and Radion. He's slammed into the wall. He's done what every person does online, and he's lost his front wing, or at least half of his front wing. And somebody else has done the same thing as Zayek, and he's out of the race, spinning at the top of Al Rouge, and that's a safety car again. Oh, this is just getting better and better. Now, will Deblogier go into the pits for new stops? It's probably a good idea, but it's all kicking off here as I just saw 2 drivers spin at the top of Al Rouge Radion section, which is technically Radion because Al Rouge is just the bump at the start. But yeah, Botham is leading the way, followed by Deblogier. 5 laps to go after this, but to get all the drivers up back to the safety car, maybe take 1 to 2 laps and leave us with about 3 laps of racing, or 3 to 4 laps of racing, hopefully, that we can enjoy. But yeah, right now constructors, Red Bull look to be no, AlphaTauri look really strong right now. 8,000 RPM in 6th, and Deblogier in 2nd. But Deblogier has very old mediums, and he might have to pit now, and he does. He comes into the pit lane. He'll be on fresher softs than anyone, but he'll lose lots of track position. As Apex Finley has followed him in, does he have front wing damage? Because his tires are fine to go to the ends, and he's changed. What in the world is going on with his pit crew? It's glitched.
It is one of my passwords.
But yeah, it's Pyro is up in the 3rd, and he is going to get his tires to the end, hopefully for him. And He's shown some great pace today. I believe he has the fastest lap as well. Does anyone have any fuel issues? Nope, but there's a lot of people in the pit lane. But Fedora, more games. Basically everyone is in the pit lane right now. But should be a great end to the race, I hope, as a lot of people are sporting the number 2 car. I'm pretty sure most of the drivers are number 2, because that's the default number. As Viperize is still out of the race, but his AI has carried him all the way into the points. Yeah, like half the drivers are number 2. We should, for next season, or not for next season, we can decide it at in the debrief. We can just discuss about making people have driver numbers, and we can discuss from there. But AlphaTauri 4th and 5th at the moment. Wait, De Blogier didn't actually drop that many positions. He moved from 2nd down to 5th, and he has fresher tires, so he could win this race still, because everyone in 1st and 2nd have 5-lap-old tires. 8,000 RPM is his teammate, but I haven't seen much teamwork today between many of the drivers. And Pyro has 9-lap-old mediums, so very old tires, and the slower tire. So the safety car will not be in it then this lap, unless if Crooner and Fireball can catch up in time, which looks like will not happen. So we'll have another lap of this safety car, and then we will go back to racing, hopefully. But everyone looks to... There's only 14 drivers left, so at least we have at least 50% of the drivers left. And Zexray said, I was doing well, man. I would have been 8th. So probably had an issue. As Broom has left us, I believe. Yep, I'm by myself in a party. I'm just chilling. Oh, and more games said to Crooner. Blank you, Crooner. You're such an impatient blank. So, apparently Crooner probably went for a move on more games and caused an incident. And obviously, Moore has voiced his opinion. But one more lap of safety car, and then we'll be back to racing. So, as Zuti and Butt Fedora are switching places, which they probably shouldn't do under safety car conditions. They shouldn't, of course, but yep. We're just waiting for the race to restart. If you haven't already, check out this Discord server where you can join. And if you enjoyed the stream, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm not very big on like marketing this channel off to you guys subscribing, but if you could subscribe, it would really make the owner of the league, Broom Handle's day. But the safety car's in at the end of this lap. And hopefully we'll get some good racing as can I ride on board with the safety car, please? As Butt Fedora and SSL Mango are playing who can overtake each other the most, and everyone's just over. What in the world? It's a traffic jam here. What is going on? There's probably going to be some penalties rewarded to the back of that queue, and it's just, what is going on? Everyone's trying to warm their tires up, which is fair. When will Betham go? That's the question. He could go now if he wants. Oh, he will. He is going. Xiaomi has been caught a little bit off guard here, but Betham is already a second ahead, and that is a great restart for him. As Pyro, 4/10, he's right on the back of Xiaomi. Will he go for a move into turn 1? As it's Pyro going for a move down the inside at turn 1. LSR and Xiaomi will have to give him space. Will he come back on the track? This is not going to end well if they go side by side through Elridge. Riding on, and more games is beginning in 5-second time penalty for ignoring the yellow flags. What is going on? Everyone's on new tires, basically. SSL Mango, 3-second time penalty for 8,000 RPM, and they collide. SSL Mango and 8,000 RPM as Pyro is right on the back. Will he go for a move at the first part of Lake Holmes? And it looks like Xiaomi's really struggling right now. As but Fedora's out, and Pyro is throwing it away. He's retired from the session. Oh, that is unfortunate to see. Very, very unfortunate. He's on for some good points. As David LeChere is up in the third. He's on fresher softs than anyone. Oh. Fedora said, "You spun me." Somebody spun him. So we don't know who that was, but David LeChere is actually looking very good right now. As there's a yellow flag, one of the Ferraris, it looks like SSL Mango has made contact with its teammate Kruder. That's not good teamwork, I would say. But you know, as David LeChere says, a 144.001. That's a fast lap, and he has to lock up a lot more than because of Xiaomi. Xiaomi's going very, very slow on this 8-lap-old softs. They should be struggling now. So should Betham's softs, and so should 8,000 RPM softs. As David LeChere looks really good for the race win if he doesn't get taken out or he doesn't make any mistakes. But yeah, this should be a great rest of the race. It goes around the outside of Xiaomi, and that is, oh, they make contact! Xiaomi is turned into David LeChere, and that is not good for either driver. And they've just banged wheels, and 8,000 RPM is up in the third. And, oh my goodness, that was not good at all. As Apex Finley is now up to second. Apex Finley, what a comeback for the Mercedes driver. He'll start to gain on Betham. He has only a lap to do it after this one to make up 3 seconds worth of time, but I gotta say, Betham looking really good for the race win. But more games than Xiaomi. I mean, Xiaomi looked like he turned in. Looks like David LeChere went in really deep, but on the switchback, Xiaomi kind of just didn't give him much room to spare. I don't know. I'm not going to make any arguments against either. As more games is right on the back of Zuti. David LeChere is right on the back of his teammate. His teammate should let him pass. He's on fresher softs. Will his teammate let him pass? 8,000 RPM. Just let him pass. Just do it. He's gone deep. No, he has not. DRS is enabled at the end of this lap. Apex Finley has already made up 6 cents. As more games has gotten past Zuti, but they're side by side. Anyone struggling with fuel? Nobody? As Veloce comes into the pit lane at the end of the last lap, why? If you come in now. But Xiaomi has gotten past more games. As Xiaomi is right on the back, he's made contact with the Alfa Romeo Zuti, and Xiaomi is very impatient. It seems he's going to get that move really well done. As more games right alongside of Xiaomi, he's going to go around the outside. And he's going to do what David LeChere did. As Apex Finley is 1.7 behind. He's really, really gaining up Betham. Will he catch up to Betham at all? But this is great racing, I guess. This is great racing. Apex Finley has a penalty, so I don't know if it matters if... Yeah, it's a 3-second time penalty. It doesn't matter if he passes the thumb, but he could overtake him on track to get that feeling that he's won fair without penalties. So he's going to use the rest of his ERS on this straight. And Bud Fedora has left the session, but here's your race leader, and I think EDA Bethon will take the first one of the season for McLaren as more games gets past Xiaomi again. And EDA Bethon gets the last corner and wins the Belgian Grand Prix, followed by Apex Finley in second. David LSR is right behind in third, and he sets the fastest lap, 8,000 RPM in fourth, more games in fifth. Actually, no, Xiaomi is in fifth because of penalties. Crooner in sixth. More games in seventh. Zuti in eighth. Valache A.F. Jr. will be ninth. Yeah, because he doesn't have that many penalties. Will be ninth. Fireball in 10th. And Viperized YT, even though his AI is in 11th. And 12th is SSL Mango. To round off the grid, people who DNF'd, Pyro, Fedora, Zayek, and it is going off in the chat room. But Fedora and more games are fighting it out in the chat. It's just going crazy. And it's P1 for the McLaren team. What a race. Spa has always been a great race. Great job for the twins on the podium, because everyone has the default character who's on the podium. And let's see how the standings look, even though without... Oh, never mind, you can't see standings on here, as we are going to look at the chat to end off the stream. Let's see what someone said. Mixer Expandio said, I did so well, haha, my setup was so oversteery. Yeah, that can happen. And that's definitely an issue with setups. Just need to find a discrete balance, I guess. He finished 11th though. I mean, just outside the points, so could have been worse. Who pinged me? Yep. What a race here for Group 1 in Season 2. But it's a great first race of the year. I'm sure there will be a lot of steward decisions that will need to be done. But thank you guys for watching the first race of LSR Group 1. And thank you guys. And I'm Breakfast King, and thank you for watching this fantastic race. See you guys at Monza for the next Grand Prix. Monza should be a good race. But thank you guys.